Tigers!
Go Tigers! Here we go! Go Tigers!
You are our featured fanatic femme fatale for the week, is Miss Dawn Nix. And so, not like we have to guess, but what is your favorite team, just for those people who cannot see this?
Louisiana State University's LSU from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Love the university as a whole. I spent 7 years total at LSU. I have 2 degrees, 2 bachelor's degrees, one in French from the Baton Rouge campus, and then I moved to the New Orleans campus and got my nursing degree. So I love LSU as a whole. Football, of course, is my #1 passion, followed by, I love basketball, baseball. The baseball team has done very well in the past decade. But football is just the major sport that brings the most attention to LSU, so that's what I tend to follow the most. I would say Carmen, #1, the tailgating. Not necessarily unique to LSU. I think all the schools in the SEC have a great tailgating tradition. You know, Alabama, Ole Miss, you know, you see the pictures, you know, of the tents and the RVs, and LSU does that as well. The food, Carmen, just the food. I mean, you've probably seen the pictures on ESPN. When ESPN comes down, you see, I mean, literally, you see alligators, you see shrimp, you see jambalaya, you see all kind of barbecue. And it's the food, it's the ambiance. The RVs get there, I think Thursday, the RVs start lining up for the Saturday game. And it's just the whole ambiance, and it's just a sea of purple and gold, and just to be in it is something I've always enjoyed. Carmen, I was thinking about it. I hate to say it, but I really don't think they're going to the national title for sure. LSU had what, maybe the 2nd highest recruiting class this past year. They're new guys. They're new guys. We have a #1 recruit, Leonard Fournette. He's a freshman. A lot of kids are just new. I really don't see us going to the national championship. They've got a lot to learn. I think Leonard Fournette only ran for like 18 yards in the first game. He's got to learn from Hilliard, who's a senior, as he leaves. I would hope for maybe an SEC championship and hopefully another bowl game, but I really don't see a national championship this year. I think they're just too young. I think if they want a national championship, Carmen, yes, because Alabama's always so good. Saban's got it, you know, very, you know, down point by point. Of course, Alabama's ranked higher than LSU this week, and that's fine. I wish that LSU continues to do well and beats Alabama. I just think it's going to be tough this season.
Mm-hmm.
College, NCAA football, you know, and that's Saturday nights is reserved, you know, for LSU football, and then Sunday afternoons is for Saints football.
Mm-hmm.
I just think there's still something about the college football that still is a little more exciting. You know, there's so much riding on these kids, but it's more, they have more than just the football to think about. You know, as opposed to the Saints and the NFL, that is their primary job. They get paid very well to do it. They travel, they do very well. I think the NCAA is a little more exciting because it's these kids, you know, and I've been in their shoes. You know, you're 18, 19, 20, you have so much going on. I kind of like what Les Miles has said about the LSU team. He says he wants LSU to be one of the premier football programs in the country, but at the same time, he wants to give his players a chance to play for a college football championship. He wants to give his players a chance to earn a college degree, and he wants to give his players a chance to grow personally by giving back to the community. And this is said over and over. I mean, you see these football players on their days off, they go to hospitals, they go to charitable events. The LSU graduation rate for football players in the past few years is 2nd in the SEC, only to Vanderbilt. I mean, these kids have a lot to do, and they usually, for the most part, they step up to the plate. And I just find that just more exciting as a whole, knowing that they're doing all of this in such a formative years of their life. I find it exciting, and I like to watch it. Again, like you said, I don't know a whole lot about it, but I just think it's too much. I think it's too much. It's too young. These kids have more to think about right now, than just bargaining. I don't know, Carmen. I still think it's kind of early, and I think there's always kinks to work out with whatever changes come. Whether that's at school, we deal with it. At work every day. There's changes every day. I think LSU has done well in the bowl games in the past, but like you said, sometimes we think we're going, sometimes we think we're not. Sometimes it almost seems like a flip of the coin. So I don't know. I think they may have to get some kinks worked out, and I know some schools will be happier than other schools. I think LSU still has a very good chance of getting to a bowl game, even if it's not the national championship. It might, Carmen. I just would be concerned maybe about the time frame. I mean, because the LSU, we have, 7 home games, and then the championship is usually early January. And it seems, when's the Super Bowl's usually, February, maybe,
Yeah.
early February. That's a whole nother month that they have to whittle down, to the Super Bowl. I would be concerned about time. Do we have time for a true tournament rounds? I don't know. I don't know if I would, if that's what he wanted to do. I think there is something for everybody, for every child. That may be academics, that may be sports, that may be theater, that may be working, agriculture. It doesn't matter. I would hope that everybody could find their niche, and if sports was where he was at, that would be good. Of course, there's always concerns, like we said earlier, about concussions. It's always a risk, but if he was truly good at it. I don't want to feel anybody to feel pressured, but that goes the same for anything, for academics, for band, for agriculture. Don't be pressured, but if you find something you like, I think that helps the child in their confidence, in their physical strength, in their abilities, and if they can balance one thing, like you said, they still have an academic life they need to uphold, and if it helps them concentrate on one thing and realize, this is it, this is the reward, but this is what they have to do in the meantime, it helps them become a more well-rounded person.